If you're heading to Venice, Italy for your summer vacation, get ready to pay an unexpected fee. There's a new pilot test for an entry charge to visit the city. It will cost tourists €5, that's about $7.35 Canadian, on select dates through July to enter, and there's even a fine for not paying it. Joining us now to talk about it is Rachel Dodds, tourism expert from Toronto Metropolitan University. Hi, Rachel.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Okay, so these tourism taxes are something we could see in many popular places around the world. Why is this happening?
It's going to happen everywhere. This has been discussed since long before the pandemic, but with the increasing number of tourists and the increasing number of too many tourists in one place, taxes are just a consequence of those.
So what does the money even go towards? Who benefits from this?
That's a good question. The issue isn't really. Well, the problem is that taxes, if they're transparent and we know which stakeholders benefit, it should really be the residents, it should really be the environment, it should really be the things that are helping to manage tourism. But it's not always transparent where these taxes are going, and that's why this tax is so controversial.
Will it benefit the city in some way? And is the goal to have less people in these areas?
A lot of these taxes are to try and curb the demand, but what we need to think about is the supply. So a lot of times tourists behaving badly, too many tourists in one area, which is happening in Venice. These taxes are put in place to try and raise money to deal with sustainability issues. If that's the case, that's fantastic. However, it needs to also think about the supply. What kinds of attractions are being crowded? Where is the flow of tourism going? How is this being addressed? I mean, we need to remember that tourism in Venice has been sinking for a very long time, and these kinds of things need to be addressed. Residents have been leaving for a very long time, and we've had too many tourists in Venice for a long time, but it's not going to go away.
And speaking of Venice, some have been protesting these fees, despite the fact that the fees don't actually apply to people who live there. Why do you think people are so against it?
A lot of people's livelihoods are related to tourism, and they could be protesting for a number of reasons. They could be protesting about too many tourists. For example, in Barcelona, they've been protesting for a long time, but also business owners could be protesting because they think their livelihoods are going to be affected, or they could be protesting because they don't believe that the taxes are actually going to the places that it's needed.
Okay. Now, here's the big question. Do you think €5 is going to stop anyone from visiting Venice?
No. If you have always wanted to go to Venice, just like if you have always wanted to see the Eiffel Tower, is another $7 going to make a difference? And just so you know, this is going to happen all over Europe by the end of, I think, 2025. So it's coming everywhere.
So then we could start possibly seeing it make a difference in, if you're traveling all over Italy, let's say, and you're spending $5 here at one city, $5 there at another city, all of a sudden your trip could be costing you a lot more. Is that correct?
It could, but if we look at just the price of groceries over the last couple of years, that's also costing us a lot more. So it's an incremental tax, and if you'd like to go visit these places, it's just something that you're just going to have to eat.
Okay, that is Professor Rachel Dodds from Toronto Metropolitan University. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.